Welcome back, Bleak Riders. I'm just getting back from visiting some Asgardians I know. We're going to do a little video today about how to stay cool in the hot and humid climates of North America. So, we need a chair and a nice bike backdrop. Let's make that happen first. Perfect. Tell you, them long trips to go visit my Asgardian buddies takes a little bit out of you. Thank you, Heimdall, for the quick return. Anyway, I want to do a video about staying cool in hot weather. What you can do to make your rides better, safer, and cooler in the upcoming months. We got July right around the corner, and here in Iowa, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. Now, I didn't fully understand what that meant when I was a younger man, but now, being a lifelong Iowan and having visited many places with different types of heat, I can tell you, it's not the heat that gets you, it's the humidity. As a new rider, I rode an air-cooled bike and a liquid-cooled bike. The air-cooled bike, it's not as bad as they make it sound. It's hot, sure. It's not as cool as the liquid-cooled, but it's not terrible. It's manageable. There's a couple tips you can do along the way to really make your experiences, make your rides better. Number one, and this goes along with any kind of sport or activity or hobby you may be involved with that takes place outside. Hydration. Pre-hydrate. You want to drink a couple bottles of water before you even try out a long journey. Before you even head out to take a weekend ride. Just have a little hydration in your body. You're going to be sweating. If you're like me and you always wear a helmet, it's going to be hot. And whether you're in a half helmet, full face helmet, or one of the ones that just pop open, the flip up visor, all that, it's going to be hot. And you're going to want to have some hydration in you. Anything you can do to mitigate the loss of your body's overall water, well, that's what you got to do. Number two, I see a lot of Harley riders especially, but a lot of squids as well, that wear a t-shirt, wear shorts out riding, and that's your choice. That's your comfort level. I do own an impact vest, and I do own a riding jacket. It's a mesh textile, and I know lots of people have done videos on the different things you can do in the heat, but I'm a new rider, coming up on 1 year, and videos only take you so far. Experience and having someone to take your hand and take you through some of this stuff can be a real treat. So that's what I'm hoping to do. On really hot days, if I'm not going real far, shorts, my vest, my helmet, some airy gloves. I've got some riding boots. I've got some that are for summer. They've got some ventilation. I've got some that are for rain. Maybe you don't. Maybe all you've got is a pair of Crocs. Pretty airy, not real safe, but again, your choice. It's you on the bike. It's your life in your hands. You decide what you want to do. If you're going to wear some gear, don't wear your leather coat because it looks cool. Wear something with some ventilation. You're going to be hot. Whether it's air-cooled or liquid-cooled, you're going to be hot. There's going to be some amount of sweating involved. Get used to it. In Iowa, we have tremendous humidity. I'm talking, if I'm on the bike for longer than 3 hours, there might be some chafing that happens. There might be some underarm soreness. Just different things that go along with the humidity. It's not like Vegas or Texas where it's a dry heat. And even at 110 degrees, it's manageable. Here, it gets so hot you cannot breathe. So ventilation, hydration, these are your friends. Anything you can do to keep your body going down the road safely and in an upright position. My bike doesn't run all that hot, and again, it's liquid cooled. So it's not like I'm riding a heater in the heat. I'm riding my bike through a heat wave. Not quite the same as being in an oven, but here in Iowa, it's very similar to being in a sauna. Another thing I like to do is grab a Gatorade. Just like having a water, it's going to put some electrolytes in you. It's going to help you out. So you got your gear, you got some ventilation, you got some hydration. You got to need some electrolytes too. One good thing to keep in mind when doing real hot summer day rides, if you're with other people, give yourself some space. You don't want to be crowded. You don't want them crowded. Movements are already taxing enough. You're hot. You're sweating. Give yourself some space. Don't pull up too close to a car. The last thing you want to do is be breathing in exhaust fumes while you're sweating to death. Pretty straightforward stuff. Another would be pick a destination that allows you some open air riding. Don't pick the hottest day of the summer as the day to go riding around the city and stop and go. Grab yourself a freeway, grab yourself a county highway, grab yourself a long road that allows for air movement, for you to get a nice view and really have a nice ride. I mean, that's why we do it. We live for the ride, right? New riders shouldn't be afraid of riding in the summer. It's going to be hot. I don't know if you guys noticed this about motorcycles, but you got an engine strapped right beneath you. It gets hot. So plan accordingly. So we covered water. We covered ventilated gear. Take your helmet off when you get to a stop. Don't be the guy wandering around in it. I know a lot of us have some anxiety. We don't really want to interact with people. Heck, mine has a visor that pops down just so I can continue to stay hidden. But it's hot under that helmet. Take it off. Get some air. In fact, in Iowa, it's too hot for hair right now. Went ahead and shaved just so I didn't die in the heat we've been having, in the humidity. I like to ride. Not ready to die yet. So, everything you can do to mitigate the heat is up to you. Get yourself some ventilated gear. If you choose to, wear safety gear, but get something with some ventilation. Gloves. If your hands are sweaty, if they're causing you problems, if the gloves you bought have knuckle protectors and 6 inches of leather padding, they're not going to be comfortable in the heat. You're going to want something with some perforation, with some holes. Some way for air to get into your hands. You're going to be on the bike for a while. Maybe you and some buddies are taking a ride to a place 60, 100 miles away. Get yourself some gloves with ventilation. Same with the boots. If you're uncomfortable on that bike, you're not going to have a fun and joyful ride. And from my experience, in my last year of riding, it's all about the ride. It's all about that journey, not the destination. The more time you spend in the saddle, the more you'll come to that realization. So, I think to surmise, the things you also do on that ride, whether you stop somewhere and have some food, have a drink, whether you have a chance to go to a nice restaurant, maybe get a little air conditioning midway, these are things that are going to have an impact on that ride. Do them. You're out there to enjoy yourself. You're out there for your mental health. In my case, having been a drug addict and now clean, I'm not a perfect person. I still like to have a drink now and again. And a cold beer on a real hot day can really be quite refreshing. If you're being taxed physically, not the time that you're maybe most aware of your safety or your surroundings. Throwing sweat off you, dying of heat and unable to breathe under your helmet. This is a time where you want the least problems to face. So again, plan your trip, think about pre-hydrating, and grabbing a bottle of water on your way. Not a whole lot of places to put something on a bike like this, but it's okay to take a 20-minute break on a ride, get some water in you, cool down a little bit, check your gear, see if there's anything else you can do. You know, a side note that I'd leave you with before we call this little informative video to an end. I can hear the Asgardians calling. I need to get back. Music choice. Whether you're a Harley rider and you have a full suite and sound system, or you're like myself and it's all in your helmet. Something I learned recently that I found quite interesting is any music that has words in it can evoke imagination. If imagination is evoked, you are instantly pulled from here to up here. And you're thinking about a memory, you're attaching an image to the imagination, you're attaching an image to what you're hearing in the song, and that can distract your focus from riding. Me, myself, I take some multivitamins, I try to live a little bit healthier life, I'm working on my convexness, and recently I've gotten away from music that has lyrics and gotten into more instrumental. Actually, a lot of horror synthwave. I'm a fan of techno. This music, or any music that lacks lyrics, can be great. You still get to enjoy the beats. To quote Jerry Lee Lewis, if it's got a backbeat, I can use it. And it can be real helpful. It can be real helpful to not be distracted on that bike. As a beginner rider, everything's a distraction. Everyone's trying to kill you, and no one can see you. You're invisible. Just things to think about and take away on your next ride. Be safe out there, Bleak Riders, or anybody else checking out this video. Alright. I'm Doll. Open the Bifrost, will you, buddy? Alright, Bleak Riders. We'll see ya.